That's right.
Okay, so we are here today at Ron Ayers, our local Stihl dealer. We think they're the best in our area. Probably, you know, like the whole country, but we just service this area.
That's right.
And he's going to tell us about iMow. I haven't seen a lot of videos about iMow, but I know Derek is like the
iMow guru.
The iMow guru, gold star certified, like 2 thumbs up guy.
Thanks for that, Brian. Yeah, we were part of the initial 71 dealers in the U.S. to launch with iMow last year. So we were very proud to be a part of that. They were exclusive dealers that got to handle this product. Because this isn't a product that you just want to sell across the counter and you send the customer out the door, guys. Your iMow specialist at your local iMow specialist dealer, you should let them do the install. They're going to recommend that they do the install. Because if it's installed correctly, this thing is flawless. I personally have owned an iMow 632P for the last year. It's the best way to cut grass under 1.5 acres of grass. It really is. iMow is going to be available only at your Stihl dealer, but not every Stihl dealer will have this product. So you can pretty much trust that Stihl, if they have a dealer that is set up with iMow, they're one of the best dealers to handle this install or any Stihl product for you when it comes to that matter. We've done a bunch of these installs, probably about 10 total since last year, and people are raving about their iMow. Me personally as one,
okay.
You know, I can't shut up about it.
So you say 10.
Yes.
I know this is a brand new product to basically America.
Yes.
How does that line up with other dealers?
So if other dealers, there has been one dealer that's been successful and done about 150 plus units total.
And we're talking about in the whole country though.
Yeah, we're talking about the whole country. Yeah. So there were only 71 dealers launched. Out of all those dealers, only one did that successful, but they were in a market where they were already selling another brand of robotic mower. Now, when they got the Stihl, their sales skyrocketed because the Stihl is the only robotic lawnmower with a rotary blade. And if you think about your typical riding mower or push mower product now, that's what we're using. That's what's worked in mowers for the last 80 plus years.
So the other brand, because I know Honda's coming out with one.
Yes, Honda has one, and we're a Honda dealer. We choose not to carry the product.
Husqvarna, and then I know there's some other smaller companies.
Yeah,
you said they all use, what do they use, strings?
So there are a number of different ways that they cut with the grass, and I don't want to go into too much and do any product bashing or anything.
Well, you said the Stihl uses the rotary
Stihl
blade.
uses a single rotary blade like on a big shaft, like a regular lawnmower, which is what we would expect to see do well.
So it's like a push mower size.
Yeah, it's like a push mower but smaller. And you don't have to cut the grass, it does it for you. So the other guys, they typically use a string, or they use a flail type blade, or like a Ninja Star looking thing.
So the little thing with the blade that hangs off that swings. So
yes, I can tell you this, it's so dangerous that the display models I've seen at a big box store don't even put the display model with the blades on it. Probably because they're scared somebody's going to get hit by it or it could break off. And they're right to feel that way, because I think through some product testing, other manufacturers found out that could happen. But on Stihl, I can speak from experience. Mine beat the crap out of my water main for the first week. Guys, I kind of did that on purpose to see what would happen. I bent a blade. My iMow is still running and cutting grass today. I put a new blade on it for 15 bucks and it went back to work.
Okay.
And I threw a piece of sod over that water main and problem solved.
All right, yeah, I guess let's go get it.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so I guess this is the iMow.
Yep, this is our iMow RMI 632P.
Okay, so it goes, I guess, this direction. If I'm standing here, what's up front?
All right, so in the front of your iMow, you've got your charging port, and then the unit utilizes 2 sensors that it uses to read the wire that we put in the ground. Okay. The wire we put in the ground, guys, the reason why we want to do the install is because it runs and totally reliable on the wire that we put down. We can put this wire down underground, so it's not even visible, and it's not going to get obstructed or hit or anything either.
Like a dog fence.
Yeah, just like a dog fence, very similar to that. And map out the entire yard, map out the flower beds, the driveway, and all that stuff.
So what keeps, if I'm standing here and it's coming towards me, say I'm a post or a tree,
yes,
what keeps it from just hitting me?
So nothing's going to keep it from hitting you or any stationary object, but what'll happen is when iMow makes contact with something, it will bump and change direction. And maybe we'll do a little bit of video and we'll show that unit kind of bumping into something and changing direction too. But that's what it'll do. Now if it comes close to, let's say, the edge or perimeter wire, when it gets to that perimeter wire, it's then going to turn and go back at another angle. And we often get the question is how does it know where it's cut and it's not cut? Well, iMow doesn't technically know that information. The key thing to the install is time. Time is the main management when it comes to iMow or anything else. And time, for us, when it comes to iMow, because it's going to be autonomous, the amount of time no longer is relevant to us, but it is to iMow. And let's say, for instance, my yard, iMow needs to cut about an average of 25 to 28 hours a week to maintain a beautiful, perfect yard.
Wait. 28 hours?
Yes, 28 hours.
How big's your yard?
Well, my yard's it's a little less than a quarter acre.
So this thing's slow.
Yeah, he doesn't run but about maybe 2 miles an hour, but and he's cutting only 11.5 inches at a time.
Okay.
But you know, if we think about the old snapper rear engine riders, that thing left a beautiful cut. And why was that? It was a single blade, and it was a smaller blade. It was a 25 to 30 inch blade.
So if you've got a yard that's hilly or uneven,
it's going to do a beautiful cut because it can nimble down into those crevices and those little holes.
Okay, so what do we got going on back here?
So here, iMow has a stop button.
Okay.
Pretty self-explanatory what that's going to do. It's going to stop the machine. We like to joke and say this is the oil cap, but it's not. It's a turn knob for your height of cut indicator. And iMow can cut from about 3/4 inches to about a 2.5 inch mark. It's a little bit less than that. I think a little bit over that if we put it in millimeters, but that's about what it equivalates as in inches. And then we have a removable control panel on the 632, and this is convenient so that you don't have to bend down. You can stand up while you're reprogramming. But you're going to go to your iMow and you have a security setting. You're going to put your PIN number in. That's the nice thing about iMow is you can set the security really high so that you have to be the person that messes with it with the PIN code, or the person that has the PIN code can only access it.
Okay, so set this up. I want to drive it.
All right.
This is going to be pretty cool.
So we have the directional buttons, left, right, forward, back, and then we have where we can engage the blade by pushing the OK button and then engaging the blade. And then our iMow will engage the blade and then we can manually drive it while it's cutting. So now when iMow's in a manual mode, his hood features and sensors and safety mechanisms, except for the blade shut off, they don't work. So
I could drive it.
You could drive it and hit me, and auto sensor won't kick in. So like if you drive into me, it's going to drive into me. But in automatic mode, it won't do that.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
It's like driving a little RC car, right? You probably don't want to be out in the yard trying to cut grass that way, and it kind of defeats the purpose of it, but it's a cool feature when your neighbor comes over and you want to show them, hey, I can drive it to your house. Anyway.
Okay, so we've kind of gone over the features, the remote control, or the remote part.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I look at this thing, I mean, who's the customer that this is for them?
Okay,
And
so
who's the customer that it's not for them?
So if your yard looks like a landmine field, it's probably not going to be the product for you. But really, that tends to be the big question is a lot of people discredit this and say, oh, it won't work for me, I have trees. It won't work for me, my yard's chopped up. It won't work for me, my yard's too big. And guys, really almost every one of those scenarios, iMow can cut your grass. We've done installs as small as an eighth of an acre. That we've done installs as big as, you know, and Stihl may shoot me for advocating for this, but we did an install that was 79,000 square feet lot size.
Almost 2 acres.
Almost 2 acres. And that machine is, you know, it's advertised at an acre and 1.15 total acres of grass is what the 632 can cut, which if you think most people with an acre and a half, that's plenty of mower to do it. And that iMow I know is cutting at least 1.25, if not 1.3.
So I guess that's why you really need to go to the dealer and ask them, bring them a map. I mean,
what we do a lot of time is just bring me your address. And for the most part, we can look at Google Earth and we can site out the yard and try to see how big it is. We can measure it. And we've been pretty good at that. Most of our installs have been based totally off of Google Earth, just looking at the lot size, seeing what's in the yard, and building our estimates off of that. Because everybody's install is going to be a little bit different. But the prices are really very close to the same. You're talking about installs that are on the 632, $2,500 to $3,500.
Now this
depending on the amount of wire.
This is May of 2019.
Yeah, May of 2019 right now. So we're talking about this.
So probably in June it's going to be double.
Yeah. I don't think that it's going to get that bad. We do expect to see an LTE model, and this is actually a predecessor model. With the new model has come out, it has a new wider hood. We have some of those in display inside. This is our demo model that runs out here and cuts this little island for us to show our customers. But the new one does have a white hood, so if you go to the dealership, you'll see a white cover here. As well as a couple other little improvements they made to the machine over the last year now, but the LTE will be available later this year.
So LTE, chrome rims.
LTE is going to be linkable to your phone.
Okay.
Now, personally, I've had one for over a year. I know I keep mentioning that. It's been kind of nice not having something else on my phone because those models will cost more, and you don't have to have it.
So let me get this straight. You sell mowers.
Yes.
And you don't even cut your grass.
I have not cut my grass in over a year. I still weed eat. And I still have to bag my leaves up about once a year.
So this won't mulch leaves?
It'll mulch. It is a mulching recycling mower, but when you get, you know, your whole year worth of growth dropped in a week,
okay. So
it's going to take it months to mulch that up. So you want to pick that up.
In our part of the country, when we go from summertime to winter, we kind of skip fall a lot of years.
The leaves just fall in a week.
It'll be 75 one week. We'll get a frost, and the leaves, I mean, we get all of our leaves usually drop between 1 to 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, other parts of the country where they have a little bit coming down.
With all the, even if you are paying a landscaper to pick up those leaves, if you got rid of your traditional mower, I made that mistake. I got rid of my traditional mower, which I don't know if it's really a mistake because I'm going to get me a new RMA 510, a battery-powered Stihl push mower with the bagger to kind of maintain that. Because if I had a traditional mower now, it would sit all year before I needed it.
And that's one thing. We've done some battery products, and you know, if you're a homeowner, I had a friend come in here last week. He bought the Combi 131.
Yeah, the KMA 130. Yeah.
You know, if you're a homeowner, I would seriously start looking at battery products. No fuel, no oil, no maintenance. I mean,
it's a great products, guys. And I speak for them because I use everything I talk about. I did replace my gas-powered trimmer with the battery power, and I couldn't be happier. And in a lot of cases, like you said, for a homeowner, those are the best products for them.
Is that all we got?
Guys, so just if you're curious about an iMow, go in, see your local dealer. We have these available in 2 different models. There's an RMA 422 that does up to a 1/4 acre of grass, and then we have the 632 that we know does at least an acre and 1.15 acres, possibly more, depending on your install specialist. But great products, and they can get you your weekend back. I know I got 12 hours of my life back, and I don't even have a big yard. I can only imagine how much time a lot of my consumers are getting back with this machine. So,
all right, we'll see you later.
Check you later.
Okay, that was a review of the Stihl product that our local dealer carries. If you've got a question or would like a review on a certain piece of equipment, post a comment below, and we'll try to do that next.